Hey, Free. Trying to figure out why I couldn't hear anything. I had my daggone speakers on mute. Okay.
Hmm.
See, I'm still learning this new computer, man. So, all right, I took it out so people won't be in a waiting room now. So, and I'm gonna make you the co-host. Hello, welcome to the call. Who we have on the call? I'll be right back.
Hello, someone just came in.
It was me, I believe.
Okay, all right.
Daryl.
Louis. Louis.
Okay, it's out. I'm dying over here.
What's going on, James, sir?
Greetings to everyone. I hope all can hear me.
Yep, he loud and clear.
Huh? What? Peace, peace. Let me stop goofing. Get serious.
They don't need to get serious now. I'm just playing. Hello, welcome to the call. You have to unmute yourself to be able to speak. Or I could unmute you. Hello?
Oh, thank you. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. Good. Is everybody else on the line or?
We have a couple more. We have a couple more, maybe one or two more people coming in, but we can go ahead and get started.
Okay. Hang on. I'm going to put you on speakerphone because I have Lanitha here with me as well.
Okay.
I can hang up. Don't hang up. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if anybody heard me yesterday. I was trying to explain what exactly Virginia Beach's involvement with Section 3 is. And basically, Virginia Beach is just monitors developer contract compliance with Section 3 policy. We do not solicit contractors or offer employment opportunities or endorse any businesses or individuals. The developer has the full responsibility to comply with the city contract and create their own marketing plan for Section 3. And it's up to the developers to advertise, hire, train, or anything that has to do with Section 3. So if there's any individual or business who is claiming to be Section 3 or is certified as Section 3, that person or business has to notify or contact the developer themselves. So you would have to call the developer directly. So does that make sense?
Yes, it does. This is Alonzo Tutson. We'd spoken briefly yesterday, and I appreciate you all taking the call. I guess my line of questioning with that is, where are the checks and balances? If one is to self-proclaim Section 3 qualified, then what is the reporting process? As far as I know, they are to contact the developer, but where is the line of accountability as far as that person being Section 3 qualified as a business or as a resident?
Well, you would have to qualify on the HUD website, and you would have to follow the criteria that's on the HUD website. So you would have to meet the qualifications that are listed. So you'd have to be at low income. If you're a business, let me see, where's the business criteria? I think you have to have, let's see, hang on, I'm trying to find the business one.
Right, that you would need to meet that threshold of low to moderate income.
Right. And
however, that's self-identifying information. There's no checks and balances there. Anyone can say that I qualify because I meet the criteria according to that website. So there's no overseeing authority to come in and audit or to question or that they report to. It's just whatever I would like to fill out on that particular HUD website.
So, hi, Mr. Alonzo. This is Lanitha Hudson with the Housing Department. I get exactly what you're saying. So HUD puts the criteria out there, and it does rely on folks to self-report. The developer could ask for some verification, but I don't believe that HUD requires them to do that. So I understand what you're saying about the checks and balances to ensure that people who say they're certified are actually certified. If HUD has changed that, oversight process, then we haven't been made aware of it because it's not something that we have to do. And then that information should be on HUD's website.
Yes, but I guess what I'm trying to get clarity on. So
Mhm.
you all are actually, does anyone hold the title or in the department of Section 3 or a Ross Services Coordinator at your organization?
No, we do not have anything like that. We are Section 3 as far as what we do with Section 3 is contract compliance with the contractor. We just get data and reports from the contractor and report that to HUD. So we don't have any type of coordination or do anything. All we are doing is ensuring that the developer that we're working with that is doing a HUD-assisted project is in compliance with the contract and the HUD regulations within that contract.
But that is totally at the discretion of the developer to self-identify or to self-report, correct?
No, the developer has to report, but as far as hiring Section 3 businesses and employees, they have to report that. It is up to them to report it, and it's a good faith reporting and a good faith attempt, and that's all that's required from HUD.
Okay, because yeah, that good faith. I'm very familiar with the Section 3 and Ross Services program and the grants that are there. So that good faith is code for self-reporting.
Okay.
So in a nutshell, it's just we're hoping that they're honest. It's kind of like when you have in the break room when you have the snacks and the candy out in the box, and you hope someone that puts in 50 cents or $1 to replenish the snacks, and you find out all the snacks are gone, and you only have 25 cents in the box. So I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's basically probably the best description. But it's like I said, the only requirement that the City of Virginia Beach has is to ensure that the developer that's getting HUD-assisted funds or a HUD-assisted project are in compliance with our contract. So I can answer questions for you, and it sounds as though you're looking for opportunities as small businesses, and I don't know if you have. It sounds as though you're fairly well read on information, so I'm not sure if I can give you any new information, but I'd be happy to share what I have with you.
Yes, this is Louis Hanif. I just had one question basically. As a nonprofit company, I was looking to find the procedures or the next steps to be able to bid on contracts.
Okay, that would be on the HUD website.
city contract?
And are you looking for city contracts or as a construction person with a housing program?
Basically, yes, accessing whatever city contracts to where that's going through Section 3 to where Section 3 businesses get the chance to bid on.
So, Ms. Lewis, let me try to explain. It doesn't go in that direction. So what happens is we may have a pot of HUD funds for construction or rehabilitation, and developers, contractors would bid based on the RFP that we put out. And those
It's not even a bid, it's an application process.
for the grant.
Right.
Right. Okay. So the contractors or developers would apply for the grant that's available. We would then review in our department, staff would review those applications and determine who we're going to make that award to. Once the grant is awarded to the developer, they're out there doing their work. If they are working in a low-income community, then part of their requirement is that if they have new jobs or job training opportunities, that they post those opportunities in those lower moderate income communities. So there are a lot of ifs that happen, but there's not a direct connection between to give you a list of grants that would then qualify for Section 3, because they don't marry quite like that.
So also, as a nonprofit, if you're interested in any kind of city funding, or as far as grants are concerned, the Department of Housing funds are all specifically dedicated to housing and ending homelessness, affordable rental housing, code enforcement.
I think that's the list.
What else?
I think that's it.
No, rehab of rental properties.
You said that.
So that's all those are the only grants that are available, or homeless services. So if you have a nonprofit that serves one of those, the RFP information is posted in the newspaper once a year. This year it went out in February, and it was evaluated in March. So the allocations for that entitlement grant money has already been decided as of March or April, I believe. So what you would need to do is, if you have a business such as that coincides with our annual action plan, I would recommend that you review the annual action plan on the city website, or possibly look into the Beach Community Partnership, which is a group of community partners and the city continuum of care. And there's a group of people that provide services to homelessness, or to assist homelessness. And you can find that at beach-cp.org, and you can look at that website. They meet once every other month.
All right, beach.ct.org. Okay.
No,
Thank you
it's
very much.
beach
Beach. Okay. Beach
CP.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
And if you're a contractor, the only Section 3 opportunities that would be available with our grant money would be construction type jobs, either a tradesman or a contractor, something like that. But you would contact the developer yourself. We wouldn't have any knowledge of what opportunities would be available. Have all of you been involved with the local SBDC?
No, I haven't.
Okay, that's a small business association. That's the local office is in Norfolk, and I can give you a phone number.
Okay.
The phone number is 757-664-2595.
Any extension, or that's the direct number?
That's the only number I have. I also have the Virginia Department of Small Business and Supplier Diversity, and I can give you a website and a call number.
Okay.
That's sbsd.virginia.gov. And the phone number is 757-385-4285. And the person you would ask for is Angela Barber.
Angela Barber?
Barber, like the person who cuts your hair, yes.
Okay.
And then there's also, if you're interested in some things that may be available to Virginia Beach residents, or you could look on the Virginia Beach website and look at the Virginia Beach Purchasing Division. And if you go on the VBGov website, you click on Departments and then click on Finance, and that'll give you a little bit of information there.
Okay.
And that phone number is 757-385 4438.
4438.
All right. And then if any of you are contractors that are at least B rated and you're interested in doing work with the city as an owner-occupied rehab contractor that bids on different programs for rehabilitation projects, you could go to the Department of Housing and Neighborhood Preservation webpage and look for information about the owner-occupied rehab program. Or you can call the main office and
Okay.
ask for the Housing Development Division.
All right.
Hi, this is Larissa Freeman. I want to thank both of you for taking the time and for all the information that you're providing. And I just have a quick question, because a lot of the information that I'm hearing is coming definitely from the contractor or the business owner side.
Right.
In terms of how an individual is able to access what they may qualify for, what they may be able to access under HUD 3. Are you saying that the only avenue to access that information is solely the website, or is there a liaison, an advocate, a point of contact?
You can look on the website, or you can contact the developer directly. You could contact the developer that's working on a HUD-assisted project and ask them if they have any availabilities or opportunities available.
So the way that you're saying that it works is not as though individuals are able to have assistance when it comes to things such as not only child care, because I know a lot of times that's like outsourced out child care.
So the types of opportunities that would be available.
Like that, how a builder or a contractor would be able to give them that information.
Right. So the contractor or the developer would have opportunities available, most likely related to the work that they're doing. So job training in a trade like carpentry or bricklaying or concrete or something like that. And then the jobs would be related to that as well, whatever their contract is for. So if they are rehabbing a house and they're looking for someone to do carpentry or put in stairs or something like that, then they might have opportunities like that they advertise in the community. But again, it's only if they have a new position. So if a contractor is fully staffed when they come into a project, then they don't have to advertise those jobs because there's not a new job available. They already have staff available to do those jobs. So other things like healthcare is not related to Section 3.
It sounds as though you're thinking that Section 3 is a funding opportunity. Section 3 is just simply a policy that must be. It's a HUD requirement for developers who are working on HUD-assisted. Anybody who has a HUD-assisted, federal-funded project. So it's not
but you have to get the project first, of course. And having said that, even on the website, there is information on how it actually does relate to individual families and then ultimately the community. So that's why I'm saying, instead of just keep hearing that you have to go to a developer, and anybody knows if you just walk up to a developer and start asking them these questions, they're going to look at you sideways. They won't know what to tell you. So just to get out of this loop of information that's not quite leading anywhere from that standpoint of HUD 3, that's what I'm trying to find out. Who would be the point of contact? Because we can't keep being told, just go look at the website. Some people are visually impaired. So I know that that's not the only way to get this information. So that's why I'm just trying to get an actual person, a contact person, to be able to get the information clarified that is on the website outside of contractors and developers.
So it sounds like the information you're looking for is going to come directly from HUD. So you would need to contact HUD.
So when they tell us to contact you locally to speak with like the local representative, do we take that information back to HUD and say, no, they're ping-ponging us back to you to contact you?
Is there another local person?
They're not in Virginia Beach. They're maybe in Norfolk or Chesapeake, but not in Virginia Beach. Virginia Beach are our Section 3, we don't have a Section 3 program. We just have compliance. That's all we do with Section 3.
So is there, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, go ahead.
If there's a lot of the Section 3 programs are run through housing authorities where there's public housing, and Virginia Beach does not have public housing. So Virginia Beach is a community development. It's not public housing. So I think that the programs that you're thinking of or that they're referring to are cities and locations that have public housing.
It's a federal program. That's the reason that we would inquire on a local level, because of course that's the way it trickles down. So,
and that's true.
I didn't realize that
each locality,
there wasn't a sense of, I don't want to say adherence to, but that. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, I cut you off. So go ahead.
Oh, no problem. My thing was just trying to see like what is actually available to the local public, because if it is a federal program, then of course it applies to each locale, no matter what the municipality or principality is. Each resident should be able to access that information locally. So I think my question was pretty much answered. And again, I definitely appreciate both of your time.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I wish we could provide more information. As one, like Tara was saying, part of the disparity is that, just as you were saying, Larissa, the federal funds go down to the localities, but each locality has different prescriptions for how they can incorporate that into their programs. And since Virginia Beach does not have a housing authority, we take the funds that we get from HUD, we contract those out. We award those as grants to contractors to do the work. So by doing that, the responsibility to adhere to Section 3 and to provide those opportunities are passed on to the developer, because they actually have the money, they're doing the work, and they have the jobs and opportunities. We don't at the city level. So I know it sounds like we're passing the buck, but because we don't have a housing authority, we don't actually operate those funds ourselves. And therefore, we can't make a contractor that we award do any particular thing. We can't provide a job opportunity and tell that contractor he has to hire this person.
So here's a question I have.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Brother Thomas.
So how do we get in contact with these contractors and developers? Because right now I haven't heard one name listed or one name mentioned. And how, is there a list, and how do we get on that list to be able to bid on these opportunities?
You can contact the procurement office to find out if there are any HUD-assisted projects. Right now, the only HUD-assisted project that we have is with Franklin Johnston Group. And if you'd like to contact them, you're more than welcome to contact Franklin Johnston Group and see if they have any opportunities.
And what's the project they're working on?
They're working on an apartment complex near a Renaissance School.
Okay. So they're doing construction on an apartment complex.
But if you contact the procurement office or the HUD office and ask them if they have any local HUD-assisted programs, they may have other programs besides contracting or construction. I don't know. I only know the housing programs.
That project is right up the street from my house, actually.
Okay, I guess my line of questioning is this, that the HUD funding that you receive, it is passed down to the contractors in the form of grant that I guess forgivable loans, because you are compliant. My question is, do you host any work sessions or workshops for those that are coming in
that would like to bid on these contracts? Because I know there are certain qualifications that they and criteria that they have to meet in order to receive the contract. It sounds like to me that the same contractors would get the nod on the same bid because they know the process. But anyone else that is trying to come in, they would have to fall under the umbrella of the contractor. So they're really at the contractor's mercy versus someone that is trying to they've established their own business and they meet the criteria. How do they know that they qualify, and what is the process? I know part of that deals with procurement when they release the RFP or RFQ to the various companies or contractors. But how does one get in the loop in the actual bidding process, and what is the scoring criteria? Are you like?
You mean as a developer?
Yes, as a developer. Yes, because it seems to be that the same developers would get the same contract because they know the reporting process, they know the scoring process. But if someone were to come in new, do you all host any work sessions or workshops or networking opportunities or conferences? So those companies would know in advance, saying, okay, here's what you need to do in order to at least be considered in the bidding process.
At this point, we do not. I do know that the housing what do they call them? Housing development. The housing development department does hold contractors workshops and information sessions, and they have representatives that speak to people about contracting jobs. As far as the developer RFP, if you have a project that you'd like to propose for grant funding, you would be able to contact our development officer. But the criteria for that, where is that? The RFP. The RFP is posted in the newspaper.
Right. So, and probably on through procurement.
Yeah.
On the website. Somewhere, I'm not sure.
Right, but let's give an example to say when you present the RFP, it'll state that the contractor has to be bonded. Well, the common man or common woman would think, well, I have to have $1 million in the bank, and that's not the case. So that's why I'm asking, are there any seminars or work sessions or conferences that are being held, whether it's, through your department, through another department, or another agency or entity that could provide that information for a developer to receive a contract, a future contract, not knowing that they don't literally have to have $1 million in the bank or to liquidate their assets to equal $1 million.
Okay, I would have to refer you back to the Small Business Association or the local office, the SBDC office, and they would be able to walk you through that and help you with those requirements.
So at our department level, though, the answer is no. We're not hosting workshops to help small businesses figure out how to in a position to be able to qualify for our grant. I mean, that's a direct answer to your question, sir.
Although if you are a contractor and you go onto the housing development webpage, there is information, and they do have workshops for contractors for rehabilitation projects.
Correct.
So if you're interested in that, I would recommend that you call them and speak with one of the housing development division personnel.
I just thought of this, through the Department of Economic Development, there may be opportunities to talk to someone about setting up businesses and learning about citywide opportunities as well. So that might be, that's just something that came to me just now, that economic development might be able to assist with that as well.
Do you guys have any contact information for the department?
Well, I do not.
Hang on. Give us a second. I'll be able to look that up for you.
Thank you.
No problem.
Nope, that didn't work.
It didn't work?
What other questions might you all have?
The let's see here. Oh, while we're waiting, I was just gonna say, for redevelopment housing authority, I don't see anything for Chesapeake, but I do see a site for Norfolk, nrha.us/opportunities/M as in Michael, W B E as in Eric, F F O R T S. That URL again is www.nrha.us/opportunities/MWB efforts.
Okay, and the information for the Economic Development Department in Virginia Beach, their website is www.yesvirginiabeach.com. And the number is 385-6464.
No one has any more questions. I wanted to say this because I'm actually transitioning. I appreciate you all's time. I didn't want to come across as being frustrated. I'm not frustrated with you all personally. I'm frustrated with the system and the difficulty of navigating through the process of trying to get information, not just with you all, but as far as even going to the HUD website to get specific questions answered. And they'll say, well, contact HUD or look at the website. But if it's not user friendly, which it is not, then it's difficult to actually figure out, okay, what do I need to do and what is the process, to do that. So I appreciate you all time. I don't have anything else. I don't know if anyone else had anything. So I thank you very much.
Okay, thanks for calling us.
So I just want you to know, we definitely understand and can feel your frustration. There are a lot of opportunities for companies to kind of point the finger in opposite directions and not be as helpful as possible. I definitely wanted for us to be able to give you as much information as possible. Hopefully some of this will help. Section 3 is kind of new to us as well, so we're feeling our way through and figuring out how we can better help the community as well. So keep a lookout on our website. There may be updates, to things as we learn more as well. We wish you all the best in everything that you're doing.
We definitely appreciate you taking the time to provide the information that you have, and we hope you have a great weekend.
All right,
Absolutely.
thanks very much, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Have a good weekend.
All right, bye.